Okay, did anybody follow us over here? Got one on. Okay. Hello? No? Okay. Did anyone, oh, here we are. All right. Hey, everybody, how we doing? So now, that's officially live on Facebook. Thank you all so much for participating in this great experiment. Hang on, I got a feedback going on here. Okay. That'll do it. Yes. Yeah, so we've never done that before. That was actually pretty fun. So that was the last 2 weeks of of my life. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Harry! Hi, Harry! And so feel free to share it. It's obviously timely. And it's fun to see everybody here. So the ideal would be if we could have not had to jump, if there was a way the video played out and then I appeared, right? That would have been ideal, but I'm just playing with this experiment. I've never done this before. Am I coming through? Emma, am I in sync? Or is there a delay? Wow, everyone really jumped over to this link rather efficiently. I appreciate that. Hi, Lisa. So, what? Any questions about that video or the vaudeville puppets in general? Welcome to Vaudeville Pictures, by the way. This is our studio. Yes, Roy, but am I in sync? Oh, Hippo loves the tail. She's an honorary squirrel nut slide fastener, and the only trouble we had really was Allegra. Got a little upset that Hippo took the percussion in this one, but it was past her bedtime, so somehow Hippo has a later bedtime than Allegra. Oh, Lisa, Allegra's gonna be coming for you. Thank you, Am.
Somebody talking about me?
Yeah, we're asking you about your drumming and your tail.
Yeah, I'm a squirrel. Ain't it cool? Hi, Harry. Just tapping. Are you kidding? I was pounding. Lisa. Well, that wasn't exactly on purpose, but I'm glad you liked it, Jason. You really think it sounds better when I play him, Lisa?
How many did we get here? Let's see. Oh, I lost the. 27 watching. So I think we had 27 views. Only 7 likes, though. All right. Can't please everybody. Thanks, Harry. Hippo appreciates that. 12. No, I know it's 12 watching this one, but I went back and checked the La Grippe, the video we just watched. And 27. Yeah. So now if we reset that, and bear with me as I just try because this is all very new to me. Yeah. So now if we reset that, that's the official link. So the same link we all used to get to that video still works. So feel free to share it if you liked it. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, that was sort of the original. The original concept was this song. How many people know this song, La Grippe by Squirrel Nut Zippers? It's actually the 25th anniversary of that song, which was on their debut album in 1995. So it's kind of funny that this happens to be a bit of an anniversary for that as well. You could go back and like it now, June. So that song has just been, that's the song. I know everyone's got songs that they're thinking of during this crazy time of ours. And that song is the one that's just been in my head over and over and over and over again. So I had to do something to get out of my head. Emma could tell you I wasn't even sleeping. But that squirrel trumpet solo, I knew I had bought a bunch of trumpet sparkly Christmas ornaments months and months and months ago. They were actually under the passenger seat of my car. But I remembered I had them somewhere. So I dug those out and I had to scrub them because they were getting sparkles everywhere. They had like a sparkle coating. And that was the only idea, was the squirrel playing the trumpet, which actually didn't work. That was always been my plan. Eventually, I want to give Hippo an entire squirrel orchestra with like a string section and a horn section and all the squirrels standing behind podiums. But the squirrel's arms weren't long enough. So I actually had to lengthen his arms. So that was challenge 1, to get the idea from my brain to the screen. Challenge 2 was not really a challenge so much as I was like, okay, I'm going into production today, and Hippo's the drummer. The reason, by the way, all the smaller characters are in this one of the reasons, besides perfect casting, is that I can operate those characters, mouth, arms, head, everything with one hand, except Vaughn, of course, which takes 2. That's why Allegra's not in this. I usually need Dan Jakes or somebody else. Actually, Dan Jakes has been the only one to be Allegra's drum teacher. But that would take a minimum of 2 puppeteers. Hippo, I'm playing the drums just like this, one hand, just like that. And the squirrels, same situation. And I shot this on my own. Emma is been very busy with work upstairs. And even though we're both working from home, we're still putting in full days on what we're doing. So anyway, I was setting up Hippo to play her drums. And of course, actually, it was Emma's idea. She reminded me that Hippo wore a squirrel tail when we did the live performance at the Longfellow House when she was part of the squirrel chorus. So she put her tail back on. And I had this little drum set, which was, let's see if I'll reach here. There we go. Which you might recognize from Frost Heath, as well as from In Dreams. We did the In Dreams video years ago when Hippo first came out as a drummer. So I was doing this Hippo on this set, and it just felt like we've grown past that. It just felt like this was obviously not to scale with Hippo, and we need to do something. So I spent an entire day just grabbing things around the house and building that. So that was another day of delayed production. That shows what good pre-production pays off. So I built that drum set. You guys can see it. Well, you saw it better in the video itself. And then Hippo was perfect. And, for the most part, all the drums are representing the sounds they're supposed to make, the tom-tom, the conga, the cymbal. There's actually an imaginary hi-hat right here that you can't see. The jingle bells, the snare drum, an extra cymbal, and these are just to clutter the scenery a little bit. And that's a Squirrel Nut Zippers label, obviously tributing the band, but that's, I believe, a label from the original Squirrel Nut Zippers caramels. They were vanilla flavor caramels from the early 1900s, late 1800s, and they were made right in Roxbury, Massachusetts, I believe. So there's a little Massachusetts history there as well. And then Tiki Cat. That's Oliver's weekend food. Let me read some of these questions. Emma forgot to like it. If I knew where the thing's right. It looks like this, but it's okay. Yeah, of course. The link, Lisa, the link is active. So now that the premiere has happened, you can treat that link like any one of my other videos. Share it to your heart's content. Watch it as many times as you like. Hopefully, you know, people will get a little smile from it during the time that we're all cooped up. Maybe they could dance while they wash their hands. The other video shows 73. Thank you, continuity, Jason. Thank you, June. Jenna Harvey. Any other great puppet content I can recommend? If I may say so, I can recommend this is the Vaudeville Pictures YouTube page, which is 98% puppetry. So just browse the page. We have different playlists. Are you subscribed, Jenna? Are you subscribed to the Vaudeville Pictures page? We could talk from there if you want, but hopefully that gives you something. Tiki Cat. Thank you, Jason. I think I already answered that, but you probably said it before I did that. Will they do any cover shows? 90s boy bands would be very enjoyable. You mean, Mindy, you mean the Vaudeville Puppets? Will they do any covers? Hippo did All About That Bass. That's on this page. If you want, I'll give you, if you're interested, I'll give you a direct link. Covers that the Vaudeville Puppets have done in modern music. All About That Bass is probably the most modern we've ever gotten. Oh, except for Allegra just did her big Disney production of How Far I'll Go. No, It Calls Me. Excuse me. Right? Moana. It Calls Me. So that was a big deal, and I guess that's as cutting edge as we've gotten. We're usually a little bit of a throwback style, hence the vaudeville theater. Squirrel Nut Zippers was obviously a perfect fit for us, especially Vaughn, who was a bit of a creature of the night. He's back there. You're being spooky back there, Vaughn. Yeah, Michael. So I'm taking that for granted. Yes. So what you just saw, that production was 100% me. I do a matting technique, basically. So I'll lay out the shot. The challenge there is once that shot is laid out and I shoot my first frame, I can't move the camera after that. And that's my master shot. So I shoot these with a master shot, the camera that you see the whole stage, and a close-up, which is the one camera I can move depending on the character I'm focused on. So first I put them all up on stands to frame the shot out, to light each character, to focus each character as I want, and that's it. Then I tape everything down. You could see back there that camera is taped to the door frame so it wouldn't move. That's the camera I used that hasn't moved since the production. So yeah, I tape everything down, the lights down, the camera locked the shot. Ideally, the lighting should be identical. The camera should never move. And I shot this over 2 days. So there was a little lighting change on Hippo because I don't know why. The lights powered up with a dimmer bulb for some reason. So I actually had to adjust Hippo. But anyway, so I shoot each character. Now I have the frame, everything. And I go over to the drum set and I shoot the Hippo scene. And I do take after take after take until I get it right. Meanwhile, I'll have another camera focused as a close-up on Hippo. Then once I'm satisfied with that, I'll move just the second camera over to, say, Vaughn in a close-up. But that master shot stays the same. And then I'll record Vaughn doing his whole bit. Then I'll record Tyla, the squirrel on the cello, on the washtub cello, doing her whole bit. Then the horn-playing squirrel entering. You know, the only cutaway is the hand-washing skull hands. But everything else was all in the same shot. Then I'll actually shoot the background itself with no characters on it. And that's a separate element. And then I'll shoot the dancing skulls up top with the lights. Those are a separate element as well. And then I will take that element and matte just the part of that picture that element existed in. So basically, if you watch it, you'll see like Hippo drumming and Vaughn just being still. But then I'll cut out the still Vaughn and I'll replace him with the moving Vaughn, the performance Vaughn. And then any bleed over, I'll have that background that I shot with nothing, which I call my backplate, with no characters moving. And I'll layer that all together. And so everything you see is me performing all the characters simultaneously, keeping in my head where they were for eye contact. Like when the disembodied skull flies over Tyla's head a few times, she looks a little concerned. When the skulls drop down and Vaughn looks up and acknowledges them dropping down, you know, that's all sort of the storyboarding phase. That's me knowing what I want each character to do, and keeping it that way. So that's how it's done. And then I'll make a bunch of adjustments in lighting and make sure everything blends well. And the problem is, of course, with the characters cannot actually cross paths with one another because they don't actually exist in the same time. If you want to get sort of sci-fi about it, they actually exist in separate times. But I try to get them as close as possible, which is just me being a glutton for punishment. And you'll occasionally see like the horn player's tail intersects with Hippo's drum set. When that happened, I took a frame of the drum set from a different shot, but since it lined up nearly perfectly, that worked. So I'm giving away all the secrets here. Was that your question, Michael, or are you just asking if I do live puppet shows? Yeah, Lisa, go back to 1890 and you could get some vanilla flavored squirrel nut zippers. Hey, Kelly, no problem. Did Ben watch? And thanks for following us here, by the way. But now you can watch it again and again. We could all go back and watch it again together right now if we wanted to. How far ago? Yeah, Emma, thank you. This whole project, Jason, took me about 2 weeks, but that's including pre-production and a full day of building Hippo's drum set. The shooting took me 2 days. It took me. Dan Jakes is calling. Let's see what he has to say. Hey, Dan, we're live.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was just a video. But I just watched the video. It was incredible.
Are you? Yeah, we're doing a live chat. Thank you, Jakesy. Yeah, I was hoping you would appreciate Hippo's drumming without your input. That was.
I definitely did. Absolutely. What are you live on? Facebook or?
No, YouTube. Go back to the original place, and there's a link there. Click that link, and you'll see us. We're all having a nice chat.
All right, I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, but you can stay on speakerphone if you want. We're just talking.
Okay. I absolutely thought it was great.
So, Lisa, that's a good question. That's the one shot where I had to take my generous wife's time, and Emma did the pan up. Oh, just dropped the phone with Jakes. You still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, you're on the floor. I'll get you in a second.
That works.
So that was, yeah, obviously I'm operating the hands and the sync and everything. So Emma was on camera for that one shot. That was the one shot that wasn't a lockdown that required a camera move. Thank you, Emma. And we did about 4 takes of that. So that was one separate evening. We did, I think, 4 takes to get that right, if I'm right, Emma. Jason, all the other stuff I shot in a full day, and it was a very full day's work, with the exception of Hippo's drumming, which took another full day. And then it took me almost a full day in the editing to go through all the Hippo footage and just find all the bits, because I had to make Dan Jakes proud. So 2 full days of production, plus less than an hour of the skeleton hands. But that was tricky. Tight quarters in the bathroom there, and he does belong on the floor, Jason. I know. And Emma suggested that I was going to start with Hippo's drumming, but I knew that was going to be the most meticulous. So I shot Tyla first. That's the white squirrel on the washtub cello. I shot her first. I did about only 3 takes of her, and I was pretty happy with all of them. But the last one, I gave her a little more reaction to the world around her. At first, I was just focused on the strumming. But once I got the tempo right, that was that. Then I shot Vaughn second. Then I shot Bandit, the trumpet playing squirrel, third. Before all that, actually, the very first thing I shot was the dangling skulls, which I actually did drop down. I did like a shaft thing where I pulled it and they all fell down one at a time. And then I was actually basically knocking their pole in time with the music at certain points and making them swing around. So technically I'm puppeteering those flashing skulls as well. And then I shot the back plate. Then I shot Hippo the next day. And then I did a little editing, and then right before I wrapped production, I shot the skull hands playing the guitar and the floating skull, which actually wasn't in my original vision. But because that song starts with such a distinct guitar and I don't have a guitar in it, I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to make a new character. And that was like sort of a last day decision. Have you, or do you plan to reach out to Squirrel? Actually, I actually have kind of reconnected with them on Instagram. And I did invite them to watch. I don't know if you guys are here at all, but Jimbo Mathis is the writer of this song, the writer of Was Jones, which is the instrumental that we use for the credit sequence, and the founder of Squirrel Nut, one of the founding members of Squirrel Nut Zippers. He still tours the Squirrel Nut Zippers with a whole new motley crew, and they're still fantastic. And he himself, which I have to admit, I sort of fell out of touch with the social media of Squirrel Nut Zippers. But when I got back in touch, and I'm thinking, like, why is not everybody singing La Grippe right now? I went, and sure enough, Jimbo and his crew have been like really playing that song intensely, and it happens to be their 25th anniversary, so it is topical for less sad reasons. But we'll see, Jakesy. We'll see. I think this is definitely their cup of tea. So maybe they'll like it, especially since this is one of the times, most of the time we try to do an original recording of a song, whether it's an original song or a song we like. And I spend an extra week or two in the studio with Bob Lawson doing all the vocals. In this case, this is purely visual. The track as you hear it is exactly as it is off that record, The Inevitable from 1995. With the addition of some sound effects, Vaughn's cough. I don't know if you guys caught Vaughn coughing into his elbow. Very, very subtle tip there. And the sound of Hippo's cymbal hitting the floor and spinning out. That was a manipulated hubcap sound effect. But otherwise, that's all. So, obviously, once again, I'm using stuff that's not mine, but I think it's a fair tribute, and I'm not drawing any income off of it. So hopefully they'll like it, approve it, and maybe even share it. But in the meantime, all you folks can share it.
Working on that right now, actually.
Oh, thanks, JC. You're still on the floor. Let me pick you up there. So sorry.
Now get me off the floor.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, that was again sort of once I set them up, I was asking Emma whether she thought they should be lit or not lit, and she liked them lit. And I was like, I like them lit sometimes, but then I had this idea of them all falling when everyone that I know is coming down with that. There's like a rattle sound in the song, which is got to be nothing but rattling bones. So we did that, and so I'm very happy with it. It was very exhausting. I think there was like 13 layers to this project of all those different layers to make it look seamless. How did everyone's quality look? Because I get really nervous when I'm doing like tricky business with backgrounds. YouTube doesn't always interpret it right, especially with streaming. And I think it's a variable thing, but those blacks need to be black for everything to look as pure as I want it to and as seamless as I want it to. Did that look that way to everyone? Or did you detect like crunchiness around a specific character or object as that was going? I can't tell how many are in this. Oh, I can. 12. Oh, thanks for hanging by, everyone. Quality was good, June. Thank you. Thanks, Emma. Yeah, Emma's been suffering through, like, how many times did I upload this and, like, watch it on every screen in the house, Emma? And then when you upload something to YouTube, especially something complex, the first hour, it just looks terrible. It like breaks your heart. It looks awful. It shows every flaw. And then it usually, within 24 hours, cleans up. But sometimes when there's complex backgrounds, depending on the device, it'll look... I did a Leonard Cohen tribute starring Vaughn, which is in a playlist. Next time you watch the video, you'll see I did some suggested playlists at the end of La Grippe that are somewhat related videos. That one, for some reason, just looks terrible on the TV, no matter what. And I did that years ago. I did that 3 or 4 years ago. And but on the computer, it looks fine. And that's another one that has really deep blacks to it. And it's like YouTube can't handle the crust blacks. Lisa, I think. Lisa, calm down. It's going to be okay. Lisa, I have a squirrel nut zipper. They're vanilla. Choir preaching? Yeah, Jason, I was hoping your mom would jump on this premiere. Oh, choir folks. Lisa, I like that. Let's get you in the studio with Bob and we'll record that. Lisa and the Leasers. Thanks, Jakesy. And thanks for watching it. Is Danielle there?
Yeah, oh wait, I'm on the phone. Yeah, she got to see some of it, but she's working from home.
Okay.
Hasn't been able to watch it yet, so.
Well, again, the link is live now, and no, this is one of those projects, Jakes, I just did 100% on my own, but the whole time I was like, oh, what would Jakes do on the hippo drumming? But Yeah, that's it. That's the reason.
It looked great. It really good.
Well, now you know the next project because there is a little bit of internal politics going on. We need to do a drum battle between Hippo and Allegra. That's the next thing you got to get yourself in on.
All right, I'm in. When I can be near you.
Can you guys hear Jake's on the speakerphone? Is the mic picking him up?
Jason will hear me and say I'm annoying. Right, Jason? Ah, there it is, yes.
Yes. All right, well, that was a glimpse into the world of my brain, and I hope you all enjoyed the peek.
Thanks, Jason.
But very nastily. Oh, nasally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he said nastily. All right. Any of the kiddos still here? Is Harry and Megan and Jesse and all our England crew still here? I don't know if they made it over to this link. It's always been a strange place. What do you mean by that, crack, Michael? Jakes, I don't know if it's rent free. I think there's a cost. Yes, Lisa, you have a question? Just tell it like it is, Mikey. I think the kiddo's all logged out. What? Some scroll-nut zippers, Lisa? From 1890? I think that'd be great. Yeah, it'll be dinner time. You're right. I'm glad they made the time to see it, though. Do you have any other plans for videos? Yeah. Oh, Jakes, I invited you. Gary Robley started this music group where people are doing live performances, and he's also gathering links to other people, especially like it's sort of built out of the Alston music scene and goes from there. But he has a page you should join. But anyway, he asked Allegra to do a rendition of Octopus's Garden. He's trying to do the Abbey Road, the whole album. So if you want to pick a song off that, Abbey Road, or if you want to do some remote collaborations with the puppets or both, we can talk about that. So there's that. Is Joe Scarborough on? I thought he was going to be here today. Joe Scarborough is a puppeteer friend of mine. We've done a couple of collaborations recently. And he's doing the Muppet Treasure Island song, Cabin Fever. And he cast, yeah, so all different puppeteers, friends from across the internet of his are all doing different verses. So he assigned Allegra 2 bits, and he assigned Monster a verse, and Vaughn's going to join that. So I got to shoot those for a big, puppets across the internet collaboration video. And yeah, I mean, the ideas don't stop. It's just a matter of the ones I can accomplish on my own versus the ones that I need, like the one we worked on together for that last Joe Scarborough piece, Danny. That Allegra drumming is. Did you guys see Sing? Did you guys see any incarnation of the video Sing where Allegra had her big drum solo, which is something I've wanted to do for years, and Dan Jakes dropped everything to come over and spend the entire day with me doing that. That was fantastic.
That was a lot of fun too.
Well, that was another one where we did sort of the matting technique to get you and I out of the shot. But that was not as intimate as when Miles played Imagine and you were his hands and I was literally sitting on your lap while you did the handwork on the guitar.
Yeah, that was warm.
Yeah, that was cozy. Are you guys hearing Jakes, or am I just talking to myself from your perspective? I think Jason said you're nasally, so I guess he hears you.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, but Jason has inhuman hearing. He has extrasensory perception. He could probably hear you just with his mind.
I'm looking at the Abbey Road album, and there's like 1 of 2 songs that I'd be very excited to do.
Yeah. So if you didn't get that invite, I'll send it again. But check that out. And like I said, I'd love to see you do some solo stuff on that page, just to get your own. I want to do something with that red piano, Jakes.
Yeah, the guy who was supposed to tune it just kind of went missing, and this was long before this, so I haven't heard from him. So I have to get someone in to tune it. I mean, it's tuned pretty well, but there's a couple keys that need fixing. And as far as music goes, what I've been focused on is I've actually been running some online trivia games.
Oh, cool! That's great.
Using the same thing, which I'll.
And you're doing face-to-face stuff like this?
Yeah. I've been using Zoom. And
Zoom is Zoom brand new? Because I've been hearing so much about Zoom like in the last 2 days, but never before the last 2 days.
I found out about it because of this whole situation.
Yeah, I guess it's obviously
my boss got me a business account, so I have the one that doesn't shut off after 40 minutes. But yeah, I ran a game last night with like 15 teams, and I must have had like over 60 people on it. So 48. What is it? Oh, it's 48 people. Thank you, Daniel. Let me know. But it was 48 people on 16 teams, so it was a lot of fun. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Hi, Danielle.
Peter says hi. Hi. She says you're in my earbuds, so she can't hear you.
Oh. That's very unsanitary.
They're my own.
Lisa, you can't see everyone else's comments? What do you see? Lisa can't see everybody. Can everyone see Lisa? I can see her. Well, that's the show. Any closing questions or thoughts?
Peter, you're over 123 views already.
On La Grippe? On the original video?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Maybe people came late. That's great.
Yeah.
6 feet.
That's awesome.
What's 6 feet,
Right.
Jason? Jakesy, thanks for calling. Thanks for being part of the show.
Absolutely.
Actually, before everyone leaves, I was thinking, anybody listening now, just drop me a line if anybody wants to do some live chats with the puppets, collaborations with the puppets. Any of their kiddos want to chat, meet the puppets. I'd love to schedule that. I'm actually going to be doing a puppet making workshop with a few friends of mine's children. So if you want your kids in on that, let me know. And just keep in touch. Subscribe to the YouTube page and drop me a line. Just keep in touch. I wish we communicated more, but I'm always looking for ideas and looking for ways to reach the audience. So don't be shy. Ask me. Hey, can Allegra call my cousin? Whatever the case. What's that, Jakes?
When is your puppet making workshop?
Well, it's going to be one-on-one, and I have 2 scheduled. One for Karen and one for probably Dave Byrne.
I bet you my friend Emily would like to do that with her daughters.
I'd be curious if I got multiple people on the screen and then just did it for more than one kid at a time. That would be kind of cool. So maybe I'll do 1 or 2, see how it goes, and maybe you can help me with the technology end of that, and how to schedule it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll reach out to her because I bet she'd really like that.
All right. Well,
all right, thank you.
Thank you all.
I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks for the call. Talk to you soon, pal. All right. Signing off, everybody. Thanks, Jason.